till October 17th. Let's just recap today. Let's see when I asked them about food banks. This is what they gave me. They didn't give me that big pamphlet or book that they normally have. It says that social service. When I asked to verify my benefits, my whole records, which every year they have a big stack, that proves I paid rent for 5 years straight, cost of living, records in which I need to show that I was discriminated against, being kicked out for no reason after paying for 5 years on time. And they said, well, there is no record, just in my current amount based on Social Security benefits, so which on Disability Act and Rehabilitation Act I would get shelter, a job under the work program, and Disability Act I would the federal would apply with my own lawyer. Anyways, this is all they gave me, these papers. That just signs a release for information of just my benefits, nothing with my records at all, just what I'm getting. And I told them my food stamp was compromised at CVS, that receipt. And here is more. Oh, this was a shelter. In the shelter, well, I'm in the GROW program in the Sylmar location, and across the street was a shelter. So they said I moved to Sun Valley, but they didn't have the address. Also, I said I'm homeless because of the health and welfare of all the bed bugs, and they said, well, that you provide a free mailbox for homeless indigents that comes there to pick up mail, and they went to that. They wouldn't let me change my address. And all they gave me is these papers. So I said, you're violating your own policy and regulations as a reasonable person. And I told them, but then I went to get an English version of these pamphlets. They only had Chinese Russian, and they said they're out of the English version for me to even point out their own policies for discrimination. I think this is Russian. So I said, on this one, like right here, a reasonable tenant. This is on disability. The law requires accommodations. State and federal laws require landlords to grant disabled individuals reasonable modifications. Fair housing laws, including AIDS and HIV, which supposedly the guy that I'm forced to live with has, but since I took a study in that, he doesn't. But whatever. I guess they're trying to scare me or something. Anyways, and I've been blocked from these people. All these locations. They told me to go to fair housing, which I went to housing centers. Pointed out their own policies, and they just said something about advocacy. And I said, well, I'm already on Medi-Cal. And then, since I said, well, like in West Hollywood, well, first my phones don't have a phone, like I said, poverty level. So I could do everything myself at poverty level with a food stamp. Let's see. I exercised my rights, saying I didn't want to move from 22942 Crespi Street, Woodland Hills 91364. She said she was making the place, she's located on Airbnb, Cherry Woods, available to make more money. So I was forced to live at the Doors last home and resident in West Hollywood. And then I was kicked out for no reason, a disabled person, after, like I said, going back to the beginning, paying rent on time. Because of cyberwar 2, at every level, I always win my battles and defeat them. So if I'm sounding crazy, I could go to disability and get a free lawyer. Still, everybody keeps pointing at each other like they have some virus that needs to be exterminated. Anyways, not causing me any problem. Obviously, I'm crazy and nobody would listen to this. It wouldn't mean nothing to nobody. So I'll just keep doing my legal law policies that I've known since all 95, which I'll show you later. Thank you.